don't even like you.
What right is he taking away from women?
He don't like your race. He will spit on you. He don't even like
what right is he taking away from women?
He don't like y'all. He don't like none of us. He doesn't like Mexicans. He don't even like his own race.
What right is he taking away from women? Y'all still not answering my question.
That.
I've been asking for like 5 minutes. What was the answer?
We answered it.
Y'all brought up education once I asked that question. Because y'all don't even know what y'all talking about. Y'all just go on Twitter, look at what they say, and just run with it.
Byron, you go on Twitter. I watched the debate. I heard everything.
Y'all thought he was taking away abortions. He can't even do that.
Byron, what debate did you watch?
Yo, he's so stupid. Yes, please look at the Chromebook. So I want to see what right he's taking. Let me search it up. What right? Let's see what right he's taking away from women.
Look at what he's saying.
Let's see what right he's taking away from women. Let's watch it.
Let's see what he's giving you when he is.
No, what right is he taking away from women?
Let's see what he's doing for you.
Because they said that last time.
The right to an abortion was overturned by the Supreme Court that Donald Trump.
Get that camera off.
It's not on you.
Handpicked 3 Supreme Court justices that overturned.
Nigga, it's not on you. You'll move it back.
Had been law for 50 years.
Said it publicly, he's against that. And y'all also said Project 25. He also said publicly he's not going to do no Project 25.
He's a liar. Do you believe him?
You know what I love about this is that they're having a discussion, right? They're challenging each other. You know, you may say, look how they talking to each other, but these are teenagers. They talk even worse out in these streets, right? But I'm glad it sparked their interest because when he researched, he's going to find out more. And if she take the time to research, she's going to find out more. And yes, he did. Well, not he did. He appointed the judges who overturned Roe versus Wade, right? But what he should have did was gave him the history behind why it was challenged in the first place in Texas, because it was illegal to get an abortion unless like the mother's life was being threatened due to the pregnancy. And on her behalf, the lawyers took the case and went up against the state's attorney, won. They appealed it, took it to the Supreme Court, and boom, you got the Roe versus Wade ruling in the favor of abortion, and it's a constitutional right under civil rights. So it's a little bit more, but you can look it up yourself. But the lady, who name I think was what was the lady name? Norma, excuse me. I think Norma or whatever. But long story short, she wrote a book. Her book is real interesting. She had a real checkered past. It was alleged that she was raped by her cousin, and that's why she wanted to get abortion. But according to Wikipedia, it says that she was on her 3rd child when she wanted to get abortion, but that don't even matter, right? The thing is that when it comes down to what was overturned and given back to the states, now the real question is, do the old state laws come back in after it was returned back to the states? For instance, like the situation that she was initially in Texas. So now is it illegal to get an abortion other than if the mother's life is threatened due to the pregnancy or incest or rape? I don't know, but that's the nuances to it. So that's why some people thinking that they lost their rights, and maybe in some states they lost their rights. So anyway, what happened was in the Supreme Court, they came up with the term trimester. I never knew that. That's what it meant, and that was the timeline in which you can have an abortion. Some states is 3 months, some states is 8 months, and so many weeks, and that's where another discussion come in, and that's when they start having an argument of where life begins. And that's why I think a lot of conservatives I'm not even going to say conservatives. I think that's why a lot of old Republicans converted to the Democratic Party, because they wasn't anti abortion, they was for abortion. So interesting stuff. I just think that everybody need to read and read outside of the political part of it, right? Just to get the pure information, because Shorty's coming from a position where he probably heard some men talking, and she probably heard her mother or her father talking, and they probably was Kamala supporters, and everything is based on emotion and not nobody just sitting down reading. They just getting their information from the internet. And unfortunately, these kids, they in high school, their whole life, it was been the internet and phones. So like picking up a book is probably far into them outside of being in school.
Nigga,
Y'all only want Kamala Harris.
Your body, my choice. That's what Nick.
Why do you need an abortion? Why do you care about abortion? You're in high school.
It doesn't matter.
You're in high school.
Women get pregnant. Women our ages get pregnant.
Is you
And they
getting
get
pregnant?
raped.
Is you getting pregnant? Did you get pregnant
I
once?
shouldn't have to fear that though.
Are you even a? You probably a virgin.
You know what's crazy about this? And you hear the emotion in her voice. She right. But see, the sad thing is this. It's don't have sex. Don't have unprotected sex. Use some type of birth control, right? God forbid if somebody took something from you that you didn't give and you got pregnant, right? God forbid all these things happen, but that's 1% of the overall cases of abortion. Millions upon millions of black babies was aborted. They say more black babies are aborted than born. And the fact that she ran on this when this is nothing that she can change herself. She said she would sign it, but it's nothing that she can change. And when we got all this other stuff going on in the world, right? There's a lot of stuff they could be talking about: jobs, the economy, World War III, Israel, Ukraine, China, Russia. Learn about BRICS. They getting the geopolitical stuff and how the world works, not just killing babies. For these people to love us so much, they really promote killing our babies. At one of the Democratic rallies, they had an abortion van. I think it was the DNC, where officially Kamala became the nominee. They had an abortion van. A portable, you could come to the van and get an abortion. Think about how they target us, right? What they think of us, right? You got the lowest common denominator dancing around, rappers and all this, that, and the third. And it's not to say the other side don't do those things, but the other side is not targeting us, right? But the side that they not bringing thinkers out, brains. We got smart people. We got doctors. We got lawyers. We got thinkers. But they brought out entertainers and they used paid actors. It's not to mention that these people were paid. Paid actors, actresses, entertainers to speak on their behalf, to promote abortion to your kids. The plan. So now this next generation of voters, because in 4 years, these kids, in 2 years, these kids will be able to vote. The next election, these kids will be able to vote on killing babies. When in all reality, in any situation where it's a life-threatening thing or somebody took something from you, you still can. My personal stance is I'm against it. I don't know. This is crazy. I am happy they're having a discussion though.
Someone's gonna change this country.
This is crazy.
You worried about the wrong things, yo. Abortion is never one of y'all lists. We got wars. People trying to have war with us, and y'all worried about abortions.
That get raped at 8 years old.
That's enough. Let's
Okay, but Mr. Lopez, they talking about abortion. They not talking about how Trump ended the China war within less than 24 hours of him being in office. The China war has already ended, and y'all want to keep bringing up abortion.
Shorty misspoke. I guess he's talking about the situation in Gaza. Hamas talking about peace, and he told Netanyahu to wrap that up in 2 months, right? And the fact that Putin talking about I'm not above calling him first. China talking about working together for the better of the world and having a good relationship because they don't want them tariffs put on them. So like this is what happens when the big boys, the adults, are in the room. Like the rest of these people, they like little kids that need some medicine. Guess what? It don't always taste good, but it's good for you. And this is what we need. The question was asked by a grown man. How did we get to Donald Trump? And he really didn't know the answer. He really thought somebody picked him for us. He understand the primary, right? He understand that people vote during the primary. And then we get the nominee on either side. And thus you have your Democrat and your Republicans. You have it's 3 different parties. The third party, it's not that big, but it's gaining traction over the last couple of years. But the point of the matter is he didn't understand the process. And it was a real question. I say that to say this, a lot of people don't understand how government works. The school system failed us. That's why you got people thinking that, hey, they're going to put us in chains. And then these politicians on either side are just openly lie and play on our ignorance. This young boy gives me hope, and even the girl. Because hopefully, just so you can stand on your points, you go read and do research. And now she know more. It might even push him a little bit to his side, and he go read and then to push him a little to her side, because it's both of them kind of got it right, but both of them leaning on the sides of right and left when there should be some middle ground here. What's scary though is both of them are just repeating talking points, not nothing that they read, but stuff that they saw that made sense to them, that played to something to them. And it lets you know that propaganda works. That's why you got to watch what your kids watch and really come behind all the information that they take in, especially at school, because you're going to come and fix that and clean that up. Because obviously the discussion started with the teacher. Shorty probably got a little bit more information. I ain't gonna say no more than teacher, but like he got a little bit more better information than the teacher. The teacher might be a liberal, so it's a biased situation. So
Myron, that doesn't fucking matter.
Is they slow? Is they slow? Y'all worried about abortion? Y'all not even having sex. Like, look at y'all.
It don't matter if we was.
Then we have to take turns.
Yeah.
And you have to be respectful of each other. And when it becomes too emotional and too controversial,
Karen, put the camera. Yeah.
then we're not going to discuss this.
No free cloud.
So what right is he taking away from women? Y'all still ain't answering.
Shut up, the girl done cried and everything. It's over.
Let's focus on.
Well, he gave the states, people in the states, individual states, the right to vote on it and set whatever terms or trimesters that they have in that state. Well, anyway, but the other thing is this, right? Is that Planned Parenthood in my city, just about every other woman probably had between, on average, 3 abortions. On average. They said at one time it was 1,600 black babies being aborted a day. Right? These people love us so much that they don't want us here. They do not want us here. And I ain't no big Christian dude, right? But one of these white pastors had caught a little flack because he was talking about the black church supporting Kamala, right? And he pointed it out because it is the black church, and they do the identity politics or whatever, and Christian, because they ran on abortion, basically, right? And that, of course, the black churches wanted to get behind her, to show their support because they was bought and paid for as well. But he called them out, not because they was black, but they identify as the black church, right? But because this is supposed to be a church, and that's their peers, and that the Bible is against that. And I respect them for that. Speaking of church, this video right here is talking about the same thing, and about the people who started Planned Parenthood and how they feel about us. So hopefully that little young girl, when she's going down that rabbit hole, hopefully getting information. And young brother, if you see this, or any brothers, period, just be a little gentle if you could when we talk to our little sisters, because they just getting a little bit like the algorithm is catered a certain type of way that she's getting that information geared to her, and you're getting that information geared to you, and it's causing division. Even with you kids is happening with the adults. So take it easy.
This is shocking. To exterminate the Negro population, Margaret Sanger, founder of Planned Parenthood, Hillary Clinton did say, I admire Margaret Sanger enormously. No politician would get my vote nor my support if they would have said, I admire Margaret Sanger, the woman who said, our goal is the extermination of the Negro race. What kind of Negro would vote for a woman who would say such a thing? Got to be a dumb Negro to do that. Something wrong with you, Negro.
And that's what you're fighting for. Everything else is just smoke and mirrors. That's what you're fighting for, because that's the ideal that's behind it. It may be packaged and put a bow tie on it, a ribbon on it like this so it could appear one way. But this is what it's really about, getting rid of you niggas.